Waiting. No, I have not started yet. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about ways that you can make your pictures instantaneously more professional. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Know what platform you're using. Knowing what platform you're wanting to use afterwards will really help your pictures look a lot more professional. For example, if you're wanting to post your pictures on Instagram, always do it in portrait. Here's an example of what that looks like. Portrait pictures on Instagram fill up more of the screen. You can see what the focus is really easily. This is a picture that I took of my friend Bree. On the other hand, if you are wanting to maybe put some more pictures on your website, landscape might actually be better. Kind of depends on where you're wanting to put them afterwards. Think about that first before you start shooting. Tip number 2, don't be afraid of shadows. When I was first learning photography, I was taught that you want to have as even lighting as you can, and so there's no harsh shadows under their noses. And recently I've kind of learned that's actually not always the case, and it may have also just been a generational thing. This is a picture that I took of my friend Olivia. I was able to use just some really cool shadows on her face in order to make the picture more interesting. I've realized that some of my most favorite pictures I've ever taken have been from really harsh lighting. Tip number 3 is to edit, and then edit again. I've actually had photographers tell me before that they hardly edit their pictures after they take them because that's supposed to be some kind of good thing. Editing is actually half of the talent of photography. So I'm going to show a couple of examples of some raw footage. This first picture is quite awful. If you were to see that on social media, you would definitely not be impressed. This is what that picture turned into, and you can definitely see how much more intriguing that picture is. Tip number 4 is to get familiar with camera settings. I honestly didn't really get that familiar with my camera settings until more recently. The higher your ISO is, the grainier it will get. Keep your f-stop as low as possible. The lower your shutter speed is, the blurrier your photos will be. Step number 5, my favorite. Don't live in 2012. 2012 was the year that I actually started photography. It is a new decade, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not do things that we did in 2012. Here are a few examples. Classic 2012, so much contrast. Don't do this either. Don't do black and white with a little splash of color. I hope these tips are helpful to you as you make your journey into becoming a professional photographer. And above all, have fun, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.